This is Morgan McGee.
This is Chrissy Henry.
And we're here just to talk shop.
We just sat in water. This is my life. It's all good. It's dry now.
Okay, here we go. You came to your occupation, what you do right now.
Yes.
How did you get to today? How did you get to here?
How did I get from there to here? I think I mentioned I used to own a CrossFit gym with my ex, and we'd owned that for about 3 years. So I loved it, health and fitness related. It was what I felt like I was put here to do. Unfortunately, there was not a lot of income to be made for a full house. So I was looking for a second stream of income. And my girlfriend had actually left her job, her corporate job, with this business. And I didn't want to leave my job, but I was intrigued at the fact that she was able to create enough income to have that choice. Alongside, she had a young son, and she had a family, and she volunteered. So I viewed her as very busy. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I saw somebody that was very busy that was able to do that intrigued me enough to look a little bit deeper into it. And what really attracted to me was that it was still in health and wellness. It was part-time, it was flexible, and there was growth potential.
So what do you do? So you said you got into something after CrossFit. What do you actually do?
So day to day, I look for people who are looking to feel better, which I feel like is a pretty good time because I feel like a lot of us are looking to feel better. There is just so much information and education that's health related out there, and it can be very confusing. And so I look for people that want to feel better. A lot of times weight loss is tied to that. A lot of times medication and or getting off medication is tied to that. Most people I know are looking for more energy or to sleep better. And through nutrition, that's how I address all of those needs. So we guide them through a 30 Days to Healthy Living program. There's an elimination piece to where you're getting rid of the things that don't serve your body. Sometimes the foods we crave the most are the ones that are the worst for us. And so we're eliminating some things and then, of course, reintroducing and teaching people how to actually eat clean and what that actually looks like and means. And getting them to just increase their nutrient absorption, get your body more alkalized, get your blood sugar balanced, and then of course get your organs working correctly, because your detoxification organs, they work pretty hard and they do a pretty good job. However, they a lot of times are overburdened because we're putting things into them that are inflammatory, acidic, and allergenic 365 days a year, 3 to 4 or 5 times a day. So this helps through eliminating the things that aren't serving you, putting in good things to your body. It helps you feel better. And my view of nutrition has always been, it's got to be healthy. Like what protocol you're following needs to be healthy, but it needs to be enjoyable. And if the two are married, then it's something that you could sustain indefinitely. And I don't want to teach people how to diet. I want to teach people how to live a healthy life.
Your detox, does that put strain on the liver?
Actually, the opposite. So it's actually helping cleanse out the liver. What's putting strain on the liver is eating poorly, being dehydrated, and just, really those things, drinking alcohol, all of the things that are really, really fun in life. So no, this gives your body a break from those things and then allows your body to just kind of flush everything out. A really good example I heard is if you think of your body like a bathtub, the faucet is everything we're putting into our body. From the air we breathe, what we're putting on our skin, what we're putting into our body. And so through the program, and if your organs are overburdened, of course, which they are, then I really want to turn down the faucet so that there's less things that are going into your body that are toxic. And there's hormones in the food that we're eating. Yeah. There's pesticides in the food that we're eating. There's hormones in what we're putting on our body. There is soy, which is an estrogen, which produces an estrogenic response to your body. Artificial sweeteners wreak havoc on your gut. So we're getting rid of, those are just some of the examples of some of the things that we get rid of. And through that, basically we want to turn on the faucet and then pull the plug. So that way your body, if the plug's pulled and the bathtub's not about to overflow, things can be put into your body and your body can sift through and process them without it being about to overflow. So it was just a really good analogy that made sense to me when I heard that's kind of the concept of what we're doing in your body. Turning down the toxic inflow, get rid of the things that are not supposed to be serving your body.
Right. And this is enjoyable. This is an enjoyable process.
Isn't that weird? That's what I say all the time. I'm like, isn't it crazy that through a healthy living program, it could actually be enjoyable? What makes it enjoyable is the food tastes good. There's supplements that are involved. The supplements taste good. There's also coaching. So you've got accountability and you've got a cheerleader. So that makes it like, we're all better together. So you've got that kind of connection piece. Mm-hmm. We have a private Facebook support group that, again, supports more connection and human interaction. People will post food pictures and oh my gosh, I had Dunkin' Donuts came into the office today and it was so stressful. And then you'll see people like, you've got this and you're doing great and congratulations on not doing what you felt like what you might have done yesterday. So that's a big piece of why it's fun. You could follow a hashtag clean eating and like Google search it and you can do it all on your own. Like, and there's nothing wrong with doing it on your own. But again, my philosophy is we're better together.
Yeah, we do a lot of things on our own as a society. YouTube, makes us all really smart, but disconnects us.
Well, we think that like Facebook and Instagram and all of this social media makes us connected. And on one hand, I just had my 20th reunion, oh my gosh, almost 2 years ago. And that one, I knew everything about everybody, which was cool. Like I knew, oh, you have kids, congratulations, you're still married. But there hadn't been any actual like hugs and human interaction and touching. And that's what we're missing out on because we're stuck behind our phone, feeling connected, but we're truly disconnected as a society.
See, guys, it's a little off topic, but guys, we're not supposed to like have any physical contact other than being hugged by our mom when we're like 3 years old, and maybe by our grandchildren when we're on our deathbeds. And that's basically the length and extent for men's contact with each other because of, abuses by fellow creatures in our sex.
We've got to be macho and like testosterone-y and masculine and whatever the hell that actually means. It's why Brene Brown is not only embraced by women but embraced by men as well too, because there's that layer of everybody wants human interaction. It's a basic human need for a reason, but because of societal influences or parental influences or which usually come cart, horse, whatever, then it feels like we're not supposed to be connected. But at the end of the day, we truly, truly are. And it's not only men that are missing out on it, but women are too, because we have the role, stereotypically speaking, of being the mom and nurturing, and we lose ourselves or can lose ourselves in that process because we're tied to the family, again in a stereotypical world, which is men.
And men have like this kind of rap of being predators. As a massage therapist, I get rejected not by women but by other men, heterosexual men, more than anything. So what are people taking that they think is good for them but it's like not good for them at all?
Dairy. Unless you're a baby cow, which is fine if you are. But, there's the whole, we're the only species that drinks another species' milk. And the intention of cow's milk is to fatten the baby cow so said baby cow can survive on its own without the mommy taking care of it. And I understand that it is loaded with healthy fats. I understand that it's loaded with protein. I understand that there's also carbohydrates in it. So on one hand, sure, it's the perfect blend and perfect mix, but it also is hormonally based as it, comes from a cow.
Right.
And again, the intention is to fatten up the baby cow. So for me, I'm like, well, we're not baby cows. And there is a time period in our life when our body can no longer digest it. And it's pretty much the majority of people are lactose intolerant, but the level of intolerance is going to differ based on the individual. I, for example, highly sensitive. Friends I have, not so sensitive. I'm going to smell out the dairy and there's things in my digestive system that are going to not be pleased. I am, which I've known for a long time, but what I did for years was I took a lactose enzyme, lactate. And so I could drink my milk, so I could have my cereal, which again, people think is healthy, not necessarily healthy. It's a bowl full of sugar. Even Special K and Total and all those healthy ones, it's a bowl full of fortified sugar at that point. But I would take an enzyme that would help my body digest it so it didn't physically hurt as much, but my skin broke out. And I thought my skin broke out because I had bad skin. So then I went to the dermatologist to put on $100 face creams, which actually hurt my skin, made my skin sensitive to light, made my skin sensitive to just life. When I removed the dairy, not only did the bloating and gassiness go away, but my skin cleared up. And it was like freaking life-changing. And that's why I could sit in front of chocolate and just say no thank you, because I understand the impact it's going to have on my body. It does not mean I don't love chocolate. Right. Because I do. But I understand the impact it's going to have on my body. And that's, to me, the most valuable thing for what I teach, because I can't walk around slapping things out of people's mouth. I probably would, and I joke about that all the time, because that's just my personality style. But if I can empower, and I love working with women because of the role that we generally have in the house, but if I can empower women, they're not only going to do it for themselves, but that's the food that they're going to prepare for the family. And again, I know that I'm going stereotypical, but whatever, it works. that's what they're going to prepare for the family. And then they're going to teach their husbands how to eat clean. And of course, as the husbands or wives, as they're going to work, looking better, feeling better, it starts kind of snowballing from there. And then really the most important thing is you're teaching your children. You're teaching your children lifestyle habits to where they're not going to deal with the illnesses and issues that we're dealing with right now because our parents didn't know any better. That's why we were eating Olestra potato chips, or why we were having fat-free this, or, sugar-free that.
The freaking 80s.
Oh my God, I know. It's so bad. And fortunately, I grew up in a household that health was always important, but we didn't know what we didn't know. And so it was the diet foods, the fat-free this, because that's what that's what marketing told us we were supposed to do. And unfortunately, the marketing was being paid for by the companies that were producing the things that they were eating, but that's a whole other different story.
Not all dermatologists won't tell you about dairy and stuff like that, but dermatology, they have their scope of practice.
Absolutely.
And so, you go to a nutritionalist when you have nutritional problems, you go to a manual therapist when you have mechanical problems.
Absolutely.